Hello students, welcome to our home reading video lesson. At first let me introduce myself. My name is Bimbetova G.A. I'm an English teacher of Pedagogical College of Foreign Languages. The theme of our lesson is the adventure of the three students. The aims of the lesson are to enlarge students' knowledge on the theme, to enrich students' vocabulary, and to develop reading, speaking, listening, and writing skills. At the end of the lesson, students will be able to use the vocabulary which they have learned from the text, and they will be able to speak on the text. Okay, before starting the text, let's do some kind of guessings. Students, how do you think what is the text going to be about? Just write your ideas which come to your mind. Okay, when you read the story, the name of the story, The Adventure of the Three Students, what ideas come to your mind? You may write any ideas which come to your mind, so on your map. So it helps you, believe me, so to understand, to think creatively very much. So, for example, this is the story of three students. Okay, students, where do study students? What do they do? Of course, they study at the university. Yeah, maybe the story is going at the university. Yeah, okay, I have written here the story at the university. And what kind of other ideas come to your mind? You may write any ideas which come to your mind here. So, got it? Okay, very nice. After writing all of the ideas, so now we have some kind of ideas. What about the story? Yes? Okay. If you have done, so let's do the next task. Of course, in the text there are going to be some new words, now some new vocabulary. So before reading it, let's learn them. The first one is
historical research.
Historical research. We know what is research, and historical research, it is one type of research. So exactly about it studies the past events and interpret the fact and explain the cause of events and their effect in the present events. Next one is
Spare me a few hours.
spare me a few hours. It means to lend something to someone. Exactly here, to lend your time. Here, yeah? Okay. Next word is
Duplicate.
duplicate. Duplicate is something that is an exact copy of something else. Let's continue.
To be upset.
To be upset. To be upset is means to be distributed or to be very unhappy. You can be upset and you can also upset someone. Okay, let's go on.
Cuttings of a pencil.
Cuttings of a pencil. So what is it? You can see from this picture. These ones are cuttings of a pencil. Okay.
A ball of black clay.
A ball of black clay. You also can see from this picture what is a ball of black clay. It is a thick, heavy soil that is soft when wet and hard when dry or baked, used for making bricks and containers. Next one.
Be postponed.
To be postponed. It means to cause or arrange for something to take place at a time later than that first scheduled. Got it?
Roll up.
Next one is roll up. It means to fold something into tube shape, as you can see from this picture.
Come upon accidentally.
Come upon accidentally. It means to find something or meet someone unexpectedly. Very nice. Next one is
Side door.
side door. A side door is an exterior door at one side of a building or extra door of a building. One more word.
No signs.
No signs. No signs means to have or show no identification that something else exists or is true or will happen.
By an unexpected way.
By an unexpected way. Surprisingly, because you did not expect it at all, or you expected it to happen in a different way. That is the meaning of this phrase.
Suspect.
Next word is suspect. Suspect means to think or believe something to be true or probable.
Tea tray.
The tea tray. As you can see from this picture, it is the tea tray. It is a small tray, flat surface for carrying especially food and drink. So, and last one is
Ruin someone.
ruin someone. Again, ruin someone means to cause them to no longer have any money. So, all of these words will help you while reading the text. Okay, very nice. Write down on your copybooks these words, vocabulary with their meaning. Okay. Now, let me to tell summary or to tell in short what is the text going to be about. In essence, the adventure of the three students deals simply with a case of cheating in exams, a crime which is hardly on par with murder, blackmail, or theft of crown jewels. But it was a problem given over to Sherlock Holmes because of the possibility of scandals. Okay, interesting. Yeah. Would you like to read the text? Okay, now uh, you will be given the task to read the text at home. Now I would like to offer you to watch a story. I think it will be more interesting for you. Yeah? Okay, then let's start watching the story.
Mr. Holmes, can you spare me a few hours of your valuable time? We had a very painful incident at the college. Oh, really? I must explain to you. Tomorrow is the first day of the examination for scholarship. Today about 3 o'clock the proofs of this paper arrived from the printers. I have to read them carefully as the text must be absolutely correct. At 4:30, however, I left to take tea in a friend's room. My task was not yet complete. So, I left the proofs upon my desk. I was absent for more than 1 hour. When I returned I was amazed to see a key hanging in the door. This duplicate key belongs to my servant Bannister. He is an honest man. I thought he might have entered my room to ask for tea. Then he might have carelessly left the key in the door. Please continue. The moment I looked at my table, I was aware that someone had reached my papers. The proofs were in 3 long slips. I had kept them together. Now, I found that one of them was lying on the floor. One was on the side of the table, and the third was where I left it. Very interesting. A large sum of the scholarship money is at stake. A wrong person might gain advantage over other fellows. When I talked to Bannister about this, he was nearly fainted and collapsed in a chair. Do you help me? Mr. Holmes. The Either I must find the culprits or the examination must be postponed.
I shall be very happy to help you. Did anyone visit you in your room when you were reading the papers?
Yes, Steve, a student, who lives on the same floor. He came to ask me something about the examination.
None else?
No.
Then it appears that Steve alone could know about the papers.
So it seems to me.
Let's go to your house and examine it.
Tutor's room was on the ground floor. Above that lived 3 students, Steve, Gilchrist, and Ralph. One at each story. Holmes examined the room, papers locked at the open window. He thought for a while.
On the papers there are no fingerprints, but there are some pencil shreds. On the table there are some grains of sawdust. Will you please call Bannister in? I understand that you have left the keys in the door. Yes, sir. I have done this mistake other times also. When did you enter the room? It was about 4:30. That is Mr. Soames' tea time. Did you look at the papers on the table? No, sir, certainly not. I had tea tray in my hands, so I thought that I would take the key later on. That means anyone can go inside and get out of it? Yes, sir. Were you here when your master left to meet me? Yes, sir, only for a minute. Thank you. You may leave now. I want to talk to your 3 students. Is it possible?
Yes, of course.
Mr. Soames, I wish you good night and I will drop early in the morning tomorrow with a definite answer. Good morning, Mr. Soames. Mr. Soames, I had solved the mystery. Gilchrist is the culprit. Now, can you please call Gilchrist in? Now, Gilchrist, I want to know why did you commit such an action? Room's window was open. I tried to measure how tall man would be to see the papers through the window while he passed. Only a 6-foot-tall man could do it. I found out that Gilchrist was 6 feet tall and also long jumper. He was practicing jump. He came back carrying his jumping shoes which has had sharp spikes. As he passed your window he saw the proof papers. He entered through the open door and put his shoes on the table, and hence the scratches on the table. He put his gloves on the chair near the window and took the proof papers to copy. He wrote very fast and broke his pencil and had to sharpen it again. And these pencil shreds helped me to find out the culprit. Looking at these shreds I could make out that the pencil was not of ordinary size. I found the same pencil in Gilchrist's room.
Thank you so much, Mr. Holmes.
You're welcome.
So you did it, Gilchrist? Yes, sir. I have a letter with me in which I have written that I will not take the examination. But why did you change your mind? There is a man who set me on the right path, Bannister. He spoke to me as my father and made me understand what I did was wrong. So I changed my mind and decided not to take the examination. You are a young man with a bright future. For once you have fallen low. Let us see in the future how high you can rise.
Okay, students, did you like the story? Have you understood? Okay, now let's check your understanding. How well did you understand the text? Let's do some exercises. In this exercise, I'm gonna read some sentences from the text and you have to say, is this sentence true or false? First sentence. Some time ago, Mr. Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson spent a few weeks in one of their great university towns. Second, we lived far from a library where Sherlock Holmes was carrying out some historical research. Third, they came to Mr. Hilton Soames' lecture at St. Luke's Holiday College one evening. 4. He was a tall man of nervous temperament. 5th, the next day was the first day of the examination for the Fortescue Scholarship. 6. The candidates have to translate into English 3 passages from Greek which they have not seen before. In this task, once again, let me explain. You have to define whether this sentence is true or false. Next task, you have to answer to these questions according to this story, of course. Who was Mr. Soames and why did he come to Sherlock Holmes one day? Question 2. Where did Mr. Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson come to? Third question. What did Holmes find examining Mr. Soames' room? 4. What did Mr. Soames tell Holmes about 3 students? Question 5. What were Holmes' steps in solving the mystery? Question 6. Why did he suspect Gilchrist? 7. What was the role of Bannister in the incident? Question 8. What helped Mr. Sherlock Holmes to find the student who took the papers to copy them? Okay, and the last task for you for the reflection. You have to write down uh, on your copybook this table and here on the first line you have to write main ideas of the text. So key vocabulary, characters, and the location. So if you understand the text well, it will be very easy for you to complete this table. For your homework, read the text once again and do all of these exercises. Of course, when you have done the tasks, you have to send me to this site and you can contact me by these addresses. Thank you for your attention. Bye bye.